Joining me now is New York Republican Congresswoman Claudia Tenney, who is also on the House Ways and Means Committee. Representative Claudia Tenney, thank you very much for being here today. We appreciate you.
Thank you so much. Great to be on.
Thank you. So I want to talk about the government shutdown. I've got a couple of things I want to ask you about, but I want to talk about what we just heard from Marcus Espinoza. You're in New York. We're talking about, these air traffic control situations that has to do with government shutdown. Let's just get your read on where we're at with that before we talk about SNAP, because I want to get you on that. But you're here in New York, and I'm sure that you have information about what's going on at our local airports and the government shutdown.
Yeah, look, of course, this could all be stopped if the Democrats would just vote to fund their era levels of funding. These are all Biden era COVID levels of funding that have been continued, but Biden got hammered by the far left and threatened back in, or I mean, not Biden, excuse me, Schumer got hammered in the spring, and now he's afraid to take that leap of faith, and we're looking at a Mondami election on Tuesday. The Democrats also don't want to cave to the Republicans right now, because this is all about countering Trump, showing that they're strong, standing up to the Republicans. And if they cave right now, that means that could threaten their base coming out in New Jersey in critical elections in Virginia and obviously in New York City. So they're not going to do anything until after Election Day. And they also, we've heard all these rumblings and talk from media and people in D.C. that, and I was there earlier this week, that they're really want to use this for ads later to blame Trump and blame the Republicans for this shutdown, which is absurd because, right now we're talking about Biden era levels of funding. We could, this only will open the government. If we go in and vote on Wednesday when they get their elections, if they win and get their base out, this is only going to open the government till November 21st, and then we're going to go through this charade again. I don't know why they chose to do this early. We should have been negotiating and working on this back then with an open government without using the American people as leverage, which the Democrats have. The longer this goes on, the more mistakes they make. I mean, Chuck Schumer said this is good for them. Catherine Clark said that it's okay. People are suffering. Oh, well, it's our only leverage. Senator Coons made a similar remark. So they're okay to make the American people suffer as long as they get their base out for these key elections. And really no one is countering that. They're admitting that. And they're just saying, oh, well, we can't vote for the Republicans' CR. This is not our continuing resolution. This is their funding levels. We're just trying to get there so that we can get the appropriations done.
Okay.
And remember something really important. 12 of the appropriations bills that are a regular order have come out of the committee. 3 have passed on the floor. So we could have gotten those bills passed and negotiated right now and could have next year's funding levels done and make sure that we protect our military and all these people that are lying in the wake of the Democrats' charade.
Well, listen, let's talk about also what's happening with everybody that is going hungry. Talking about the SNAP program, kids 5 to 17 years old make up 26% of SNAP beneficiaries, while 18 to 59-year-olds make up 41%. We wanted to put this chart up so that people could understand what we're talking about here. Meanwhile, California, New York, Texas, and Florida are some of the states with the most SNAP recipients as of last year, and New York was put under a state of emergency to allocate funds for nearly 3 million New Yorkers who rely on SNAP for their food. So when we're talking about the loss of food assistance benefits for millions of Americans, you're talking about what it'll take to eventually reopen the government using people as leverage. Does that fall into this category for you?
Absolutely. And every day, people should be calling Chuck Schumer and Kirsten Gillibrand and telling them to open the government and get back to work, get this done so we can negotiate this. Look, the president has done everything he could to fill gaps. He used a research and development fund to fund our military so they could get their paychecks and other key people that are part of this essential workforce. He also actually used tariff money to make sure that WIC was getting paid. Right now, the problem is under these contingency funds that we could use for SNAP in an emergency situation, they are held under the freezing of the government shutdown. The Democrats have to open the government. That's the only thing we can do. And I think if they would, only go to back to D.C., the Senate Democrats vote for this, President Trump would sign this contingency budget into law, and we get back and make sure that we're making this happen. Remember, though, a lot of fraud, abuse, and waste is continuing on this side. And I hear from people every day, but you know what? Even my constituents who are struggling with SNAP, they're blaming Chuck Schumer. They're blaming the Democrats in the Senate right now. So it's not like, I don't think this is helping the Democrats. And I think it's really a charade. We want to make sure these people get the resources they need. That's why we've made these programs more streamlined. That's why we've made them better and more efficient, and make sure that people who are truly needy are getting them.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.